All right. As you know that we have throughout this week, we are going to talk about urinary system, and I used to give you the background how to build up the medical terminology for the urinary system, because when you are going to read the book, sometimes we get medical terms which is not like clear, and instead of going to search about it and make your job like consuming time and you get more effort. So I am trying to make it much easy for you to get this medical terminology on your hand, and it will make everything easy. As you know, guys, when we are talking about urinary system, it is one of 11 systems within our body. And I need to refresh your knowledge that we have the unit structure. This is very clear and very common questions coming to your exams as a certified medical assistant, and it is very easy to be answered. Number one, what is the unit structure of our body? Your answer, you will say the cell. The second question, asking you, what is the primary or the first cell developed in our body? Your answer is a zygote. And you are going to get another question. What is a zygote? What is the definition of a zygote? You will answer that zygote is a result of fertilization of the ovum by the sperm. Wonderful. So you get like already easy three questions. You are guaranteed to be answered and you get their full mark. After that, these cells are going to be like multiplying and differentiated into four tissues. And again, I am going to refresh your knowledge that what are the tissues within our body? There are four. What they are? We have epithelial tissue. If I ask you, for example, what is epithelial tissue? Give us, it will give us covering and lining. What I mean by covering? Covering means skin. The skin cover our body. So we say that this is epithelial in origin. What is lining? As you know, lining is mucous membrane, like the mucous membrane of the mouth and digestive tract, mucous membrane and respiratory system, mucous membrane and female reproductive system, and urinary system. So this is mucous membrane. So this is the first tissue. The second tissue, which is muscular tissue. And this muscular tissue, from its name, it means muscle. It means muscle. So it will give us three kinds of muscle inside our body. Muscle, which is unique one, which is the cardiac muscle, and another muscle, which is the group of muscle, which is skeletal muscle, which is the muscle attached to the skeleton or the body as a general, like biceps, triceps, quadriceps femoris, and the smooth muscle, like the smooth muscle within the urinary system, smooth muscle within the alimentary tract, a smooth muscle of respiratory system. So all of these are muscular tissue in origin. The third tissue is nervous tissue, and the nervous tissue is, from the name, it is going to give us the nervous system. And what is the nervous system? It is the brain and the spinal cord and all the nerves coming out from this central part. What about the remaining tissue? The fourth one is connective tissue. So if you go by exclusion, anything other than nerve tissue, anything other than muscle tissue, anything not covering, not lining, is connective tissue. So what is example of connective tissue? Like bone, like ligament, like tendon. Okay, so all of these are connective tissue from the word connect. But we have a tricky question coming in your exam. What this tricky question? The tricky question asking you or telling you that blood, what kind of tissue? The blood. You will be like get surprised by this question. You know that the blood is fluid. So how come that they ask me that it is a tissue? Actually, it is a tissue. It's considered a tissue. Why? Because when we are going to classify or we have blood transfusion, guys, you are aware about that, we have to go with typing. What is typing? I can't receive any blood from any patient. We have to have compatible blood transfusion. Like we cannot transfer any tissue from person to person without compatibility between these two tissues, the donor and the recipient. Otherwise, it will be rejection. So blood considered is as a tissue. And by the way, guys, if I ask you, Emerald, what do you think? We mentioned before, the blood is manufactured where? The red blood cells manufactured where? And bone marrow, red bone marrow. And this red bone marrow within the structure of long bones. So, by the way, we can tell that blood coming out from the bone marrow, which is connective tissue. So we can tell that blood, and also like the blood, we have the lymph fluid. So it is tricky question in the exam. Take care of it, and we have to be sure that we are answering perfect and we are not going to be surprised for this question. So we covered 4 tissues, and from these tissues, we will get many organs. Like what organs? Like heart is an organ, tongue is an organ, eye is an organ, digestive stomach or colon are organs, liver organs. So if I have group of organs working together for the same benefit or for one specific job, like digestion, like respiration, like elimination of waste product, like the urinary system, we call this is system. And eventually we have 11 systems inside our body, and today we are going to talk about the medical term of urinary system. Before I proceed, I would like to know if you have any question or something not clear.
Doctor, I'm sorry. Can you give an I don't know if I missed it, but can you give an example of each of the 4 types of the tissue?
I mentioned we have the epithelial tissue. It is for covering and lining. Covering means what? Means skin and integumentary system. Lining means what? Mucous membrane. Any mucous membrane lining alimentary tract or respiratory tract or female reproductive system tract and so on. For the muscle, we mentioned that we have 3 varieties. What they are? We have cardiac muscle, we have smooth muscle, we have skeletal muscle. For the nervous tissue, we have brain and the spinal cord and any cranial nerve or spinal nerve, all of them coming from nervous tissue. Lastly, we have the connective tissue, and the connective tissue like bone and any attachment to the bone like tendon or ligaments, and we have the component within the bone like the bone marrow, and the bone marrow will give us the red blood cells and the white blood cells. So the question, as I told you in the exam, asking about what type of tissue, the blood, and you will get like confused. I know that blood is a fluid, so how can I say that it is a tissue? But I clarified this for you. Is it clear?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm just trying to write it down real quick. Thank you.
All right, sir. You are welcome. As you know, and we are going to talk about this tomorrow lecture, the structure of the urinary system, but I need to go in brief. We have 2 kidneys, right and left, and sometimes we have people born with only 1 kidney and the other one is rudimentary or not well developed. But for the majority of people, we are having 2 kidneys, right and left. And from this diagram, if you look to this diagram, you have to notice, guys, that the right kidney is little bit lower in level than the left kidney. Can you see this, guys?
Yeah.
All right. So this right kidney is lower. Why it is lower? This is like not question exam for your level of knowledge, but I have to tell you that the right kidney is lower than the left kidney due to what? Due to the pressure or the presence of liver in the right side of the upper abdomen. It will push the kidney, right kidney, down. And you know, and keep this and link the knowledge together. Right side kidney is lower than what? The left side. We talked about this issue and we linked this before when we went last uh, last lecture about male reproductive system. And I told you that when we examine for and we learn people how to examine their testes, self-examination, you know that it should be the right testes is lower than the left testes. This is the explanation. Why? Because the right kidney, and we mentioned before that the development of the testes is in upper or high in the abdomen at the level of the kidney almost. So if the kidney, right kidney is lower than the left kidney, also by the law or by the nature of development, it should be the right testis is lower than the left testis for the examination. So this is going to be our part of your job to examine like such cases so you get familiar about this. And also we are going to be like we have a families, you have kids, and you can notice this in your boy newly born baby. So this is number one, right kidney level than lower than left kidney. And we have from each kidney, we have a ureter, this yellow one. If you see my cursor, this one, this ureter, right and left, going to join and open into the bladder. So this bladder, as you see, guys, the inside of the bladder is not smooth. If you look to these slides, you notice that the inner side of the bladder is not smooth. It has elevation and depression. So we call this is rougy, like the stomach. We mentioned this before. That is very good, Mark, remember. So the stomach is not smooth. It has elevation and depression, so we call it is rougy. All right, so this bladder has three opening or three holes. I need you to focus on this diagram. What these three holes, you see? 1, 2, 3. You see my cursor? 1, 2, 3. So these three holes, what they are, this question exam, that the bladder has three holes. Of course, we have two of them from right and left ureter, and I need to focus on how to spell the word ureter because sometimes we get confused between the word ureter and urethra. So take care of this. And the third opening is the urethra. So we have here two opening we call ureteral. Take care of spelling. Urethral orifice. Orifice means opening. And we have here the urethra also. The urethra open or getting its entrance or exit from the bladder. So take care of this. Till this point, male and female urinary system are the same. Till the beginning of the urethra, we have male and female system are the same. No change, no differences. But from this urethra, we start to have two difference between male and female urethra. As you know, male urethra is longer than female urethra. This is number one. Number two, we will get that the male reproductive system start to join the urinary system at the level of the prostate, so it will be common passageway at this level, but it is totally separated, the reproductive system of female and her urinary system. So this is the two differences. I need everyone to keep it clear in your mind, please. We have another important structure, which is, as you see here, it is adrenal gland, which is endocrine gland. And we have another name for this endocrine gland we call suprarenal gland. Why we call supra? Supra means above. And this supra means above, renal means kidney. So this is suprarenal or adrenal. If you find any one of these as description of the gland, both are correct. Suprarenal and adrenal are the same name. And we know that the renal or the kidney, when we have a section and the kidney like this one in the left, you notice we have the outer part we call renal cortex and the inner portion we call renal medulla. And we will talk about this in details about the calyces and the pelvis. Then we reach to the ureter. Is it clear? Any question?
Yeah, doctor. Sorry. So you said the bladder has three holes.
Yes.
You said the ureteral, the
This
ureteral,
one, uretral orifice,
Mhm.
1 and 2. These two. Uretral orifice. You see my cursor?
Yeah.
This is the opening of this two ureter. And the third one is exit. What is the exit? It is for the urethra. So
Well,
this two opening is inlet, and this one is for exit.
And it's all called the same thing though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any question?
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. What is the function of the kidney? It is filter the blood to remove the waste product and maintain electrolyte concentration and remove excess water to maintain the fluid volume within the body. We will talk about this job in more details by tomorrow when we go in details of the chapter. But this is just for keep your mind ready for kidneys as a medical term. Now, we're starting to use the medical term. What is the word root? As I told you, what we mean by word root, any medical term, mandatory, we have word root. What we mean by word root, it is a description of or the name given to the organ. Like we said before, cardi means heart, gastr means stomach. Here, for the kidney, we say nephre or rein. So if I need you guys, let me share, I need everyone to share with me, please. Can I get from Kellen, what is the study of kidney disease? It will be what?
Nephrology.
Excellent, excellent. Nephrology. How you build this medical term? What is ology? What is ology means?
The study of.
Very good. So it is a suffix or prefix?
Suffix.
How you know that this is suffix? It should come after the word root. Very good. So ology is suffix, means study of, and it comes after the word root, which is nephr. Are you following, Israel? Okay. If I say to Kellen, no, nephrology is not good, I would like to use renology. It is correct or wrong? It is correct, but it is not familiar. Both are correct. If you say nephrology, she used the word nephrology because this is the most common word we are using. Okay, so it is familiar to everyone. But if she said to me renology, I will never say this is wrong. It's correct, but it is not traditional. It is not familiar for everyone using this word. I need from guys not using the camera if you don't mind. If you are at work, okay, but if you are not at work, make your camera on for the attendance, please. So nephrology, study of renal system, like you mentioned perfectly. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kelly. What about rene? If I say renal what? Melissa, sit. Sit, Melissa. Yes, we are in class. We are in class. So rene means what? Kidney. So I can say I have colic. Did you hear about this word colic? Colic. So if I say renal colic, so I have colic coming from the kidney or from the urinary system. Okay, so this is very important for us. So related or the combined or the word root for the kidney is either nephr or rene. From the pelvis or from the outlet of the kidney we call kidney pelvis, and the kidney pelvis collect urine produced by the kidney, and the word root is bile. Bile. If I ask you, Mr. Israel, inflammation of this pelvis, how can we build the medical term? Inflammation of the renal pelvis. I can't hear you.
Is it pielitis?
Pileitis, very good. So pileitis, very good. Itis means inflammation or infection, and pile is the renal pelvis. So very frequently, Reen, we hear from the doctor that this patient has pileitis. What is pileitis? Inflammation of the renal pelvis. Very good. After that, we have the word urine. What is the urine? Urine is liquid waste product coming from the kidney as filtration of our blood. And what is the word root for urine? It is ure or urine. Urine or urine, it is the same. But notice, urine, urine, but when we use it as a medical term, we don't write E. We just urin. Okay? What about the ureter? The ureter is for transport urine from the kidney to the bladder, and the medical term is urethra. Urethra. Okay, urethra. Okay, Melissa, can you tell me if I have infection or inflammation of this ureter, how can I build this medical term?
What was the question?
If I need to describe the medical terminology of infection of the ureter, I will say what? We add the suffix, which is itis, itis, so it will be ureteritis. Ureteritis. For the urinary bladder, it is a cyst. And what is the actual job of the urinary bladder? It is store urine until it is excreted. So what is the medical term for the urinary bladder is cyst. Okay, Alex, can you tell me infection of the urinary bladder? It will be what?
Cystitis.
Excellent. Cystitis. You add the suffix itis after the word root, which is cyst, so you make your answer perfect. Here we have here wonderful slide for what you think, male or female? This slide is for male or female?
Female.
Who said female?
Both.
Who said female? Emmy, you said this is for female?
Yeah. That's what I
Why?
thought.
Why?
Because I was looking at the bladder wall, but both of us have, both men and women have bladder wall. I blasted it out.
Okay, so what is your answer? It is
Male.
male or female?
Male.
Yeah.
Male. Okay, Kellen, it is male or female?
I think it's both.
Both. How come? We don't have male and female at the same body.
Didn't you say up until this point is the same for
No.
both genders?
Okay, so what we have here? You see the cursor?
Mm-hmm.
What this organ?
Oh, prostate.
Okay, so prostate is male. It's male or female? What you think? What you think? Male or female?
Me? It's male.
It's male. So female, they don't have prostate. So this is so this is male gland, and this is male for male portion, of course. So as you see, guys, we need to know that this is the ureter, like I told you before, Mark, and this is the opening of these two ureter, and here we have the opening of the urethra, and we noted that this area, which looks like triangle, and the boundaries of this triangle is the two orifices of the ureter and the orifices of the urethra, we call triangle, and it is giving name trigon. Please pay attention to this word. It comes in your exam and you will answer wrong. Why? Because you don't pay any attention to this word. It is coming between the words and you don't pay attention. But I have to divert your attention to this. Trigon. And sometimes we have only this portion is inflamed. When we examine the bladder by the cystoscope, we noted that only this area is inflamed. So, Mark, can you tell me if this trigon is inflamed, what will be the situation? How can we pronounce it?
Rugai?
No.
No,
It is
what?
inflammation. I am asking about this
trigon?
inflammation.
Trigonitis?
Trigonitis, very good. So take care, guys, for this word. Okay, Emma? So this is male or female again?
Male.
Male. How you know that this is male? Because it is, there is
The prostate gland.
the prostate gland. Very good. So from this level, as I told you, from the urethra, the male and female urinary system differs. Differs in what? Different in the length of the urethra is more in male, and also it has common pathway from the reproductive system and urinary system from this level of the prostate. Wonderful. After that, we have the urethra, and the urethra has a function, transport urine from the bladder through the urethral meatus. Meatus means opening, where it is excreted from the body. I need you to pay attention for the following. What? In exam, they ask you what is the function of ureter, and sometimes they ask you what is the function of urethra. This is why I need you to pay attention to the spelling. spelling of ureter, spelling of urethra. Very important. So for the word root for the urethra, it is easy, urethra. So sometimes we get inflammation of the urethra and we call urethritis. Are you following? Very good. We done with the most, of course, the animation is like not important, but it is just
Doctor,
a revision. Yes,
Can you
sir.
just do me one favor? Can you go back to ureter for the function?
Ureter or urethra?
Ureter.
Ureter.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And then can you go back to urethra, please? Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, so we done with the slides and how we go by the medical term related to the urinary system. If you have any question, let me know. I sent you, beside the PowerPoint, I sent you the morning quiz, and this morning quiz also including the answer, so to make your job easy. But try first to do it, the job by yourself. And if you find that it is hard, look to the answer section and it will guide you what is the correct. I gave you like 100 question, and this 100 question is like covering everything related the medical terminology and the knowledge you have to get related to the urinary system. Again, I am repeating if you join the meeting a little bit tardy. So number one, we are going back to meet Monday at 10 a.m. and we are going to change our meeting Thursday and Friday. It will be 11 a.m. and this is like valid from today. Okay, so tomorrow our meeting will be 10. Wednesday it will be 10. Thursday it will be 11, and Friday it will be also 11. I hope everything is clear for you. If you have any question, text me. I am online. If you have any support, let me ask you for any revision you prefer to go over it. Of course, I know that you have 2 weeks, maybe busy and enjoying the Christmas break. So if you need any revision for any topics, you are so welcome. Just let me know. Okay? All right. Please stay online for a while till I get your attendance. Okay?